Hello and welcome, I'm your host Lazar, and stream will be starting soon. I just need to make sure I have everything exactly where I want it, make sure I have all the stuff I need ready to go. So bear with me for just a minute, and we'll get this party started. I named this stream Bats because, I mean, it seems kind of obvious, like the theme of the week is... Oh, hold on, no, like there's a third one, hold on. Bats. Oh, but putting it there kind of covers up the bats there. There we go. Bats. Oh wait, what if I swap the places? We put that there so you can see the Batman, and then we put this like there now. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Anyway, un momento, por favor. Hey, my man, I need to get my windows arranged right. There we go. Now I can actually see the chat. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that, and welcome. Welcome, Eli Easy. I don't know if it's going to be a very long stream tonight, because I don't think I've got too awful much to actually show. It seems pretty straightforward. A lot of bat stuff. Oh gosh, that's disorienting. If I put that window there, then I really can't see anything. Ah, that's better. So, it's that day of the week, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. For some people, the best day of the week. For me, it's just Wednesday. No, okay. It was worth a try. You never know what jokes people are going to like. And I got I don't know, I'd say that's a pretty modest stack of stuff. Hold on, what did I do with my receipt? How much did this cost me? I already threw the receipt away. Why would I keep the receipt? It's not like I can deduct this from my taxes or anything. If I could, boy, I totally would. Legitimate business expense. Let's see. All these books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books, plus the 3 free ones. So that's 10 books total for $18.95 after tax. That's not too bad. Sure beats paying full price for books. So I got all kinds of stuff here. We'll do the 3 free books out of the 50-cent bin. There's some kind of neat stuff in here. You know, we start with this kind of beat-up copy of Nightman #1. I doubt this is actually worth anything. Oh wow, just like throwing some random books in there. Little ad. Photocopies are accepted. Oh, that's good to know, so you don't have to cut your actual valuable comic book up. Wish your comic store had a 50-cent bin. You know, that is one of the weirdest things. The other store I sometimes go to, and I haven't been in a while, is Westfield Comics, and they even took their short boxes out. They used to have like a table with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, probably like 9 short boxes on it. And everything in the short box was just half off a cover. And I bought a couple of books out of there. And last couple times I've been, they haven't even had that. They've got like a promotional display set up in that spot now. So the only thing you can really buy there are trades and new comics. It's the weirdest thing, and I think that's part of the reason why I quit going. It's just, one, I'm getting everything I need at the other store anyway, but there's nothing to look at. It's like, well, I guess if I know exactly what I want, but I'm getting exactly what I want from the other store. Anyway, Nightman #1. This is an old Malibu book. Might be kind of cool. I'm very slowly, like over the course of years, collecting Malibu books. I'm not entirely sure why. I just am. But Graham Cracker Comics, man, they totally rock the short boxes. I've been in, let's see, Madison, Wheaton. Which ones have I been in? I'm going to go to their website. Because I took a trip to Chicago, and while I was there, I hit up a whole bunch of them. Let's see, stores. Let's see. Is this one of them? Was Naperville one of them? Oh, yes, it is. I think that's that mall that was over there. Right next to where the convention was. So I've been to the one in Hilldale in Illinois. Downers Grove. I remember that one. That one was up in on the second story of like a shopping center. Let's see. I guess I could show my screen and not be so weird. But I don't know where you live, dude. But there's got to be a comic store around there that has old back issues. Is kind of my point. If you happen to be like in Illinois, you are definitely in luck. Let's see. Show that one. So I've been to this one. I was staying at a hotel right up here where it says Hillsdale Road somewhere in that area. And so there was this graham cracker here. What was this? Naperville. And this was also next to Can I just pop this out? Please don't dox me. Please don't dox me. Please don't dox me. Okay, it didn't dox me. If I remember where this is right, there's not just like this graham cracker, which is way down here, but if you find that mall. No, maybe I haven't been to this one. This is starting to not ring a bell. I thought this was a different street than it was. No, that's Ogden. The mall's just not where I thought it was on this map. Because I remember that road. There's the mall, I think. Right up in this area. So my hotel was like up here or something. Anyway, there's not just this graham crackers down here. There's actually, what is the name of that electronics store? There's this really awesome, gigantic electronics store right through here. And I don't remember the name of it. And again, maybe I'm just... Fox Valley Mall. No, I think I'm totally in the wrong neighborhood. This isn't where I thought it was. It sure seemed like it, because I remember that name, that road name, Ogden. Oh! I might have went to this one, but no, it was here, the one at Downers Grove I definitely went to. That's why that Ogden seemed familiar, because this is what I was thinking of. It's somewhere like right through this strip. And then there's that Fry's Electronics. I've been there. That's a really cool store. I also can't see the chat, man, and I apologize if you're chatting at me. So I might have went to this one, although the interior screenshot's not really ringing a bell for me. Downers Grove, I've already opened that one. I definitely went here. That looks exactly like what the store looked like when I was in there. And they're avoiding showing it, but there's just short boxes. There's a whole line of them. There's like 100 of them here. And I'm trying to remember their 50-cent bins where they might have been these ones on the bottom, but those might be the indie books. I don't remember. Kind of a cool store. Definitely kind of a cool store. I like my graham crackers a little better because I know it. Let's see, St. Charles. Where's St. Charles at? That is so not ringing a bell. Oh, Wheaton. Wheaton was the other one. I went to the Wheaton store. That's the one that was on the second floor of shopping center. It's on the north side of the road. I'm not sure which one of these dudes I've was there working that day. It was some time ago. Yeah, because I remember driving out here. It was a very busy road. It's on the north side. This is the shopping center. See? Told you it was a shopping center. And it's up on the second floor, and the elevator was kind of like, I don't know if this thing is actually going to make it upstairs. And on my way back, I went to the one in DeKalb, which is actually a two-story store, which is kind of cool. And at all the Chicago stores, I didn't mention my dude's name here, but all the Chicago stores knew who Sean was. I'm like, oh yeah, Sean says. I'm like, oh yeah, we know Sean. Anyway, I just kind of went off on a tangent there because you made me reminisce, and well, I thank you for that. It also kind of ruined the mojo of the stream, I guess, a little bit. But the one I go to is in Madison. It's you know, he really does smirk like that. Just so you know. It's in an interesting spot. It's there's a library right here, and it's over on the. Please don't dox me. Please don't dox me. Please don't dox me. Okay, cool. It's way over on the east side of town. I live on the west side, so I actually have to like either go all the way around town to get there, or go through downtown. And with rush hour traffic, going through downtown is usually quicker, which is weird. But this is kind of a weird spot, man. It's in, well, the Family Dollar's not there anymore. I think they just went out of business. But it's right between a Little Caesars and a hair salon. I actually get my hair cut there sometimes. And that Little Caesars is the busiest place I've ever seen. There is always somebody going in and always somebody coming out of that, like simultaneously. Just boom, 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 boom. Getting those like $5, $6 pizzas, man. It's nuts. It's a pretty decent store. Let's see. We got some interior photos. I should do a video where I like review. Yeah, here we go. So that's the front of the store. This is Marvel on this side. This is DC on this side. And then the 50-cent books are right underneath, or they're right on the other side of where this pillar is. Let's see if I can. No, I'm looking at it wrong. This is the back of the store. Sorry. This is the back of the store. So that's DC on this side, and that's Marvel on this side. The 50-cent books are right underneath these. They're on the floor. There's like usually 5 or 6 bins. These are like books on consignment up front, and the rarer ones, you know, so nobody steals them. Oh, that's it? There's a whole bunch of toys and stuff like that that are really cool in the back, but that's not exactly my jam, so I don't really shop in that. Alright, let's see. Well, they're playing back usually with 50-cent bin books. Anyway, I apologize for missing the chat. Like I said, I could not see the screen at that moment in time. So Eli's on time. I'm late. No, actually, I was about 20 minutes or 30 minutes late getting started because I was having dinner. So, you know, I guess we're all late. Oh, no, that Eli, not this Eli. Yeah, he's here and you're not, Ninja Weasel. You suck, dude. Not much. Playing Final Fantasy 14. You love that game, man. I guess I gotta have to break down and play that. Have a soft spot, or have a spot called Entertain Mart. Entertain Mart. Oh, that sounds cool. Entertain Mart. I don't know how many of these there are. But the first one that comes up is in Colorado, and it's next to a mall and stuff. This looks kind of cool. I guess I could show my screen again. Show monitor, there we go. So I don't know exactly where this is. I've never been to Colorado Springs, but that is a great name for a store. I'm surprised more places haven't done it. Can we go to like satellite view? So it's a big shopping center. Pretty standard size mall. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain stores. They're probably going out of business. Let's be honest. Oh, and a bunch of little restaurants. Hey, this kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. Let me click away from the screen for a second. It is. They have everything. It reminds me of when I was a kid. Let me go to Pearl City, Hawaii. Let's see if I can find the Pearl Ridge Mall. Can't be too hard to find. Is that it? Looking for the monorail. That looks like that might be it. Is that Tony Roma's still in business over here? Yeah, I think this has to be it, but you know what? I'm just going to type the Pearl Ridge Mall. Oh, apparently it's the Pearl Ridge Center. I was thought it was called the Pearl Ridge Mall. Yeah, there we go. Let me put this back up on screen for you guys. This is where I like hung out when I was a kid. This is the mall I'm thinking it is, and it sure looks like it because it's a mall in multiple pieces. Because there's one part of it. Actually, there's 3 pieces of the mall. This one should be the movie theater, if I've guessed right. I'm trying to interact with you. What even is that icon? Anyway, phase 1 is this movie theater that's right here. Apparently there's a parking ramp on top of it, which I don't remember from when I was a kid, but it must be true. Then there's the phase 1, or I'm sorry, phase 2. This also had a movie theater, and it was up here on the 3rd floor next to the food court. This was a pretty cool mall. It had, like, everything, man. Malls when I was a kid were so amazing. And then there was a Toys R Us off to the side. It was probably this building. Which, I don't know why we're not getting, like, what these things actually are. Because we should be. But the absolute coolest thing was, so from phase 1 to phase 2, you actually had to walk to go like that. But if you want to go from phase 2 to phase 3, which is this building over here, you took a monorail. You can see the track right here. So that's the monorail station up there. That's the monorail station. It goes underneath here to the food court. The monorail lets off right at the food court. It was the coolest thing when I was a kid. But the reason that I got off on this tangent was when I was looking at the layout and they had those restaurants that were off to the side from the mall. That's totally what they got here. There used to be a Tony Roma's right here, I think. It doesn't look like it's there because that does not look like a restaurant icon. But that was some pretty good barbecue when I was a kid. That was not the click I needed to make. That was the click I wanted to make. So, sorry I went off on yet another freaking tangent. Let's see. Only gets better as it goes on, like the writing. Oh, for FF14. The last expansion was so good, it won some awards, I don't remember, but it blew your mind. Malls used to be dope, yep. Now everybody just gets stuff on Amazon, yep. They actually rebuilt your childhood mall. It's a paradise, and there's a crap ton of restaurants, a bar, and a Target with the Toys R Us. Oh! We could call these like new tangent days or something. We're gonna... I'm really getting nostalgic all of a sudden. Let's see, maps. Let's go to Mililani. Oh, that's right, the jellies that it moved. Let's see. Show monitor again. Yeah, we are going hard here. We're going hardcore. Let's see. This is actually Schofield Barracks. I need Mililani, not Schofield Barracks. I went too far north. Let's see. So there's that weird shopping center where the bookstore was. That used to be a Food Lion, I think. Is this the shopping center I want? God, Hawaii's changed so much since I was a kid. There used to only be like one shopping center, and now there's like 1,500 of them. I could probably recognize if I had the satellite view. Oh no, here's the one. This mall was kind of cool because it's an open air mall. There was actually a dentist here I used to go see. I don't remember where it was. And there was a Walden Books here, which was super dope. It was the first place I ever saw a graphic novel. That school's, I think, new. Yeah, I grew up in Hawaii. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so this is the other shopping center. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, I know where I am. So there used to be a comic book store called Jellies. It was like right here where this snow factory thing is. In this corner, if I do believe. There was also a place over here called Taco Tico, I think. And they had a 5-pound burrito or something. Like, you got the burrito, and it was bigger than your head. Like, it was dope. Anyway, Jellies, the oldest comic book, or the comic book I have, for a long time, the oldest comic book I owned actually came from there. It was a Spider-Man issue from 1979. It probably cost like $3 in 1991 dollars. Which, back then, just by Tangent Comics Tangent Days, hey, that's a good one. Here, Airboy 51. Yes, I did hear about Airboy 51. I have like 1 or 2 issues maybe of the old Airboy stuff from the 80s. I didn't get in on the new issue. It didn't interest me. But this was like the first comic book store I went to was right in here. I bought that Spider-Man book. It was had Mysterio as the villain. Really dope. Somehow I talked my dad into that. I bought a copy of the NES game North vs. South there. I bought... come on, brain. Oh, my Battletech stuff from way back when I was a kid. Most of it came from there. Some of it came from the hobby store that was in the Pearl Ridge Mall, which I already showed off. And then when we lived on Schofield Barracks... Let's see, where's Lake Wilson? There's Lake Wilson. There was a comic book store. Let's see. Okay, that's here. Yeah, there used to be a comic book store. I think some of these buildings are new, but I think it was right here where this H&R Block is. And I talked my dad into going there a couple of times, and that's where I bought my issues of the Black Hood. Because that was Impact, and Impact wasn't on spinner racks. Yeah, this is back when there were spinner racks, man. Which, since I was an Army brat, meant going to the PX. Which is, see, there's the commissary, so the PX is right there. Oh, how do I remember all that stuff? I guess because I was a kid. When you're a kid, you form memories very easily. Like, I remember going to this track and stuff and running with my dad, and I remember there being a baseball field in the middle of it too, but I don't see that. Looks like it's a football field. I would have swore it was a baseball. Oh no, the baseball diamond's next to it. Okay. Good times. But that Jellies, it moved. I was talking to Edwin Boyette probably a year or two ago on Twitter, and I was like, oh man, whatever happened to Jellies? In the military, hope to get worse to go. Man, Hawaii was pretty nice. My dad had a choice of assignments. He could go to Korea or Hawaii. He chose Hawaii. It was the correct choice. But Jellies used to be in Mililani, all the way up here. And then apparently they moved at some point after I lived there. And Edwin Boyette was like, oh yeah, they're in Aiea. And you can see Google helpfully located the closed store for us, which is a shame. I would have liked to have gone back to Hawaii at some time in the future and been able to go to Jellies and kind of relive my childhood, you know? When did he get stationed in Hawaii? Ninja Weasel, when did he get stationed there? And I guess it also depends on what you want from Hawaii. Because there's some great... Well, there used to be some great stuff in Hawaii. Maybe not now. Like, all this used to be uninhabited, and it's just completely grown up. And if you have to go downtown to Honolulu, unless they have done something, this commute will take you like 4 hours to go like the 5 miles from here to here, just because traffic is completely dead stopped half the time. around 2000. Okay, that was after the second time I lived in Hawaii, so he actually got to experience Hawaii with things like Walmart and Long John Silver's, which when I was a kid we didn't have. Our department store was either you went to the mall or you went to I just blanked on the name. Woolsworth. There was a Woolsworth here in Wahiwa, probably right on Main Street. I don't remember. It does not appear to be there anymore, which isn't surprising because the chain basically went out of business in the U.S. But there was a Woolsworth right through here somewhere. And that was like the department store, because this Walmart in Mililani, wherever it's at, it's probably down here by the Costco. I don't remember. There's a Walmart. There's a gigantic super Walmart somewhere around here. And it was there the second time I lived in Hawaii, and it was the weirdest thing. And you get banned from all the wolves. The whole chain. Isn't it, was it the whole chain or just the one? Good movie. Anyway, we should probably actually talk about comic books that I've purchased today, instead of just looking at maps all day. I appreciate your forbearance as I have struggled with my nostalgia issues here. See, we looked at Nightman #1. I got this Cable #2. Pretty sure I don't already own this, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. I don't really remember anything about Cable from this time period except pouches and guns. Looks pretty good. I guess this was before Art T. Bear did black and white. Tell us about your new comics. Well, this isn't even a new one. It's an old comic, but it's new to me. I don't think I ever have read this book. None of this is ringing a bell when I look at it. So, Cable, drawn by somebody other than Rob Liefeld. But he's not super pouchy either. Like, if you look at him, the shoulder pads aren't gigantic. He doesn't have 227 guns strapped to his back. He's really old looking, too. What's up with that? I guess I'll find out. Because when I think of Cable, that's more what I think he looks like. The goatee's an interesting addition. And I got this. Gosh, how's that pronounced? That's probably... Is it just Tomo? Hey, Ninja Weasel. You were stationed in Japan? How do I pronounce that? Looking like Paul Sr. from that motorcycle shop. I probably shouldn't have laughed that hard, but it was funny. Tomoe? They do that sometimes with letters. I know it couldn't just be Tomo, because usually if there's two vowels next to each other, they're pronounced in a different way. But anyway, this was there, and I was like, you know what? This looks pretty cool. You know why I think it looked pretty cool? Let's just look at the people over here. Let's see. Billy Tucci plotted it. Jimmy Palmiotti inked it. Like, how can you go wrong, right? Billy Tucci is a legend, and I opened this up because I saw the little Crusade logo up here, and I'm like, I bet this has Billy Tucci involved. And I looked, and I found the credits, and then I opened it up, and I'm like, you know what? This looks all right. Crazy ninja action. I don't know if it ties into She at all. It probably does at some level, and I guess I'm going to find out when I read it. But in the meantime, hubba, I'm going to enjoy it. Man, you couldn't draw that in a Marvel comic today. You'd like get fired. The Twitter mob would come for you. "25 years out of..." I was about to correct you, and then I just saw the 15. Well, whatever it is, it looked cool, so I got it. So that was my 50 cent bin stuff. All of it seems pretty cool. Like, I got a #1. I got a Cable book, man. I like the early Marvel, or early 90s Marvel stuff, late 80s. That's like totally my jam. So anytime I see one of those books, I usually grab it. Even if it ends up being trash, I still kind of enjoy it. And then this one. So, I like it. It's cool stuff. Huh. Oh, hey, funny thing, or maybe not really funny, mildly enjoyable thing. I didn't even finish reading all my books from last week. So I still got to read this Brigade #1. I got to read Prophet. I got to read the Jinn 13. These 2 True Believer books. I didn't finish reading them. I got too dang busy. As Ninja Weasel might be able to attest based on the fact that I've spent in the last 3 days like 15 hours playing a game with 6F Cyrus on Twitch. Tabakshi, Tomoe. I'm going to go with Tomo. Tomo ties into She, but never read much She. I got that, like a couple random issues of She from this era, and they were fantastic. And oh my god, I keep forgetting to go back the campaign. I need to go back that. And the zombie dude, you were not there yesterday for the absolutely excessive time we spent fighting zombies, because it was Horde Night. And, oh, this is appropriate, because look, we got a zombie right here. Granted, he's like Zombie King Arthur, but he's still a zombie. We spent like a solid hour of real time clicking frantically, fighting zombies, running out of ammo. 6 ran out of AK-47 ammo, then shotgun ammo. Then I gave him my shotgun ammo. I ran out of 7.76 for my sniper rifle. Then I almost ran out of 9mm. I still had 30 shots left at the end out of 600 rounds. And I ran through 150 arrows, and I was busting out my iron arrows. And the zombies just kept coming, man. 6 is out there. He's got his stun baton. He was just like, pzap, 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 over and over. It's amazing that thing didn't run out of charge, man. He was cattle prodding with it so much. And meanwhile, I'm just like, oh, arrow, pling, arrow, fling. It worked. Our strategy worked pretty well. We actually made this like kill zone. Yeah, tangent time again. Oh, hey, I think I was making fun of somebody's back last week. Maybe the week before. Oh, it was probably that Prophet cover, I bet. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We built this thing. It's actually built out on the water. So there's like our house is like right over here that we're building up. And there's like a shoreline that's kind of like this. We actually built this thing out that is kind of like that. And this thing right here, I built it so that the zombies would have to come in and zigzag their way through, because apparently their AI wants them to find the path with the fewest obstacles. So this is totally the path that a lot of them started taking. And it was only when they started clumping up in a big group right here at the entrance, and then over here where they were getting shot to pieces, that they started busting down my barricades and started just going straight through everything. But it was very successful. We held them off. Yeah! We totally held them off for like an hour that way. And frankly, I thought that was pretty cool, but also a failure. But 6 has gone back over that and put in stone everywhere. So we'll see if that does better. I think I'm also going to make sure I got a big stack of like spike traps. Talking about somebody with a serious case of spinal curve and no organs. No organs, no organs, no organs. It's got to be in this Prophet one, right? Sorry, I'm flipping through. I mean, because I'm thinking of like the era that this... Yep, there it is. I found it. I found it. That's the page we were making fun of, dude. Right there. Let me set these aside so I can flip that open. There it is. Totally mocked that relentlessly. Because while it's dynamic as all get out, her poor spinal column is not present. And or it's made of jello. That's the only way that happens. So once in future, it's Zombie King Arthur. So they're playing around with mythologies. I really like Tamara Bonvillain's coloring in the book. Anytime there's magic stuff involved, the crazy greens and blues come out. It's really impressive looking. Except for the first issue, I've really enjoyed the story. The first issue had me really worried. But you know what, that happens. The funniest part of the whole thing, though, my favorite part of this book, is just my review for the first issue. I forgot to attach the first half of the review because I actually recorded it in two pieces. One was a rant about the politics of the book, and the other one was like, this book is pretty cool. Check this writing out. Look at this awesome art. Well, the only thing I got uploaded because I forgot to actually join the two halves was the rant. So, that was a funny day. That was a funny day. But they're just totally playing around with all the mythologies and stuff around King Arthur, like the Fisher King, and how in the present time they've made proxies for the mythological figures. It's kind of like Hero Quest, actually. Ooh, hold on. I won a contest for that news studio, AWA, not the American Wrestling Association. They sent me a copy of their Upshot Previews #1, which I don't think is in stores. Hey! That's pretty cool, dude. That is pretty cool. Have you looked at it? Is it any good? Like, I'm not entirely sure what the book is, like the product that we're talking about here, but is it kind of cool? Alright, I'm gonna get back to the book for just a second, then I'll look over at the chat. Anyway, they're totally like playing around with Arthurian mythology, so they make like proxies for Galahad or Parsifal, the Fisher King and all that, and our main character has to go deal with it because the other person who knows all this, or the person who had previously been dealing with it, is his grandma. Also, I think his mom is like the evil villain in the book, so we definitely have some very Arthurian family problems going on in this thing. I've been loving it. I've been loving that series. Boy, talk about villains, and talk about problematic villains. Oh, I don't think I've ever been quite so disappointed in a Netflix show as I was in Jessica Jones. I still haven't finished watching it. I still haven't finished watching it. Yeah, Snap the Purple Man. He's certainly purple. He's very purple. Man, this is a... Look at the Daredevil costume. This is super old. What Daredevil was this? Like number 12? Number 4. Daredevil number 4. I don't know if that's coming through so well on the screen. And, hold on. We got some chat over here. Let's see. I'll get back to you in a second, Ninja Weasel. It's good so far. It's a preview of the first 4 issues from their 4 series in black and white. The Resistance by Mike Deodato. Michael Straczynski is really good. It's already on your pull. I don't know. I think J. Michael Straczynski, he really did peak with Babylon 5. Nothing he has done has come close to his work on that TV show. And yes, Ninja Weasel, I really did not finish watching Jessica Jones. Or, let me rephrase this. If I did finish watching it, I've blocked it out of my mind. I definitely remember the first episode. Yeah, I definitely remember the first episode. And I think I vaguely remember some stuff after that. And I know how it ends. But I don't necessarily remember watching how it ends. So I don't think I finished watching it. Why can't you go full Purple Man? It's Netflix. You can do whatever you want. Jessica, kill everyone in the room. And take off your dress. Why can't you do that? It's Netflix. You can write it here, but you can't do it on TV? Come on, bruh. It'd be just like Beowulf with creative editing and objects in the way in funny places. That's a silly movie. I'm sure you've seen that, because I'm pretty sure I know Jade has, so I imagine you have as well. Alright, so we got some Purple Man action. That's whatever. And we got... Which issue is this? Number 24. Do I remember this one? It certainly looks familiar. Anyway, let me drop this down. Boom! Ah, Beowulf was bad, though. Season 1 was good, but kind of drags. They have nothing established for her after the first season. Well, when you kill off the traumatizing villain that drives the character, it's really hard to kind of keep going. And I didn't really... I don't know. She seemed... I'm trying to put this in the right way, because if I say it wrong, it's going to come off wrong, and I don't mean it that way. I understand the character, but she was a little too unlikable for me, and that was the real reason I kind of noped out of Season 1. And I was just kind of like, I can't get invested in her because I just don't like her. If I was going to watch it, it'd be like to hate watch it for the Purple Man, kind of like when I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. From seasons 1 through... whenever they killed the Hive. Like, I was watching that to watch Hydra. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It was like, I'm watching this because of Hydra. And then Season 2 with the Inhumans, I watched that because Kyle MacLachlan, he didn't just chew on the scenery, man. He stuck entire pieces of scenery like in his mouth. Like, here's just a wall over here. And Kyle MacLachlan just walks along. He's just like, oh, wall. I'm Mr. Hyde. Just like that. It was great. Actress did a really good job making her almost completely unlikable. Yeah, well, congrats to her. I was looking at this, trying to see if I'd read this issue of Tomb of Dracula, but I think this is from after the trade I have, so I've probably read this a long time ago, digitally or something, but I don't think I actually have a physical copy of this thing. Those old Tomb of Draculas are crazy. I don't know if you've ever read any of them. They're all completely, totally, utterly cracked out. First appearance of Blade in it, too. Let's see. Where is my Tomb of Dracula? Let's see, Infinity Gauntlet stuff. Thanos, I got up there listening. That's totally not it. Oh, is it behind my globe? It's probably behind my globe. Let's see, Robotech. There it is. There it is, right by Robotech. Exactly where you'd expect Tomb of Dracula to be. I have seen, I watched it on YouTube one time, like 10 years ago, because it was on YouTube, and that animated film is about as cracked out as the comic book. But everything in this is just insane. Like, from the coloring to the plot lines. Like, there's one issue, like, oh, in fact, we opened up to it right here. There's just, like, a swamp monster. For no reason. Why are they in a swamp? Why are they fighting a swamp monster? Why do we have the very racist Indian guide? No one knows. But the best part about this is it's not just like, oh, this stuff is crazy. Yeah, there's the cover of the swamp monster issue. They don't actually fight. That's kind of the thing that's funny, is they don't really fight in the book. But everything in this is so earnest. And it starts out really as pretty much like a straightforward, like, horror kind of book. And then somewhere about halfway through, next thing you know, you've got oh, that's from Dracula Lives. That's not Tomb of Dracula. I was seeing if I could find Blade here. Because there's like this cruise ship with Dracula on it, and Blade, yeah, there he is. And Blade is like, I'm going to sink this entire cruise ship to kill Dracula. And all the other vampire hunters are like, are you crazy? And he's like, I'm Blade. And that's kind of it. That's his whole character. It's just, I'm going to do whatever I want because I'm Blade. But yeah, for the anime, yeah, this only goes up to issue 15. I totally have watched that a long time ago, man. It was when YouTube was young. I might have watched, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might have watched that back when Google Video was a thing. Does anybody remember that? Because I watched, first time I saw Ricky O, the story of Ricky, was on Google Video. I kind of liked that website because it was like YouTube, except more Wild West. So things that were really shifty and probably not okay totally happened there. Like Oh, we're just going to re-up a full movie that's still in copyright, and nobody cares. Granted, YouTube used to be kind of like that too, but it was never as Wild West as Google Video was. The only real good Netflix Marvel shows were Daredevil and Punisher, maybe Luke Cage. So I'm going to say two things about Iron Fist. One, I enjoyed the overall arc of that show. Like, I had fun with it. Seeing, like, we punch things really hard over here and legal maneuverings over here. Like, I kind of enjoyed that juxtaposition. But you're absolutely right. Like, there should have only been one person who directed that show, and he's the RZA. They should have just been like, RZA, dude, this is a kung fu Marvel movie show. Do whatever you want. Just let, like, the Wu-Tang handle this situation. Wu-Tang's got that on lockdown, man. Killer Bees on the Swarm. That's all you need. You would have had a way better series. The best episode is what you're alluding to. The one where he coordinates the duel against the three hand ninja dudes, the three assassins. It's good stuff. I can't really open this book up. This one is way more explicit than previous issues. Like the first page, the first couple pages are kind of, they're okay, and then after that it rapidly gets a little naughty. But it's happening. It did that thing that, I don't know if this was a webcomic originally or what, but this did that thing that webcomics do when they get successful, and they stop being like one-page gag strips, and they start having a plot line. I don't know if you like lived through a couple of webcomics that did that. Like I read Exploitation Now back in the day. I actually have the hardback of Exploitation Now somewhere. It's this cool little book, like hardbound, about yay big. But it started out as just like a stupid gag script thing, and then before you knew it, it had turned into like an actual plot, which involved like Vietnamese knockoff ninjas and world conquest and Cthulhu in the toilet and just all sorts of weird stuff. The guy that worked in that, was his name Poe? I think his name was Poe. He went on to other bigger, more successful things. That's the one I'll always remember him for because it was the best one. He did like that. After that, he did a fantasy webcomic thing that ran for I don't know how long. I think it's done now, like as of several years ago. And I read like that for a year, and I was like, this isn't like nearly as cool. Anyway, so we've got like Angelina's coming out. She's with her buddy over here, saying bye to the little kids, and then the little kids, look at this. Some little kids hanging out. Shady man behind a tree in the shadows. Clan Bob. Clan Bob. I know I've read that. I used to read every webcomic, man. I had like 100 webcomics that I used to read. Clan Bob webcomic. Come on. Oh my gosh. You are so not being helpful, DuckDuckGo. Because you're telling me about Life of Riley, which, yes, I understand. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not going to look at this right now. There have been a lot of cool webcomics. Now I'm trying to think, like, how many cool webcomics can I even remember? Because it's been so long since I read most of them, I don't remember them anymore. Like the names. If you showed me the art, I could remember. There was Queen of Wands. I remember that one because I really liked the art style, the way the artist would actually illustrate the interior of people's mouths by putting a tongue in. That kind of blew my mind in the year 2000. And then that ended, and the main character went to some other joke webcomic, and she died in the first panel there as a joke. And I'm suddenly blanking on what the name of that series was, which I used to read religiously. Of course, there's always Mega Tokyo, which I never read. Amine probably still does. Heaven help him. Anyway, I read this in the car. Like, I sat down and I'm like, all right, I gotta wait for traffic to clear out. So I took like a minute. I just kind of flipped through this, and it's a hoot. So like, we definitely have some shady stuff over here, and the look, something shady is happening down there. Oh heaven, we've got to do something, and now I'll handle it. And of course, the person who's being mangled is her boyfriend, Damiano. Why? Because he was going to get the kids to take the ring over to her, to propose to her. He had this whole plan worked out, and now he's just been battered and bruised and passes out. Is Mega Tokyo still a thing? Oh man. The world is a worse place for that statement being true. Anyway, we actually have plot in this book now. It's not just a bunch of vaguely connected skits that go one after another. I flipped through this and it's actually a whole bunch of sequential storytelling, which feels really weird for the series. But we're finally after like 40 minutes of tangential discussions, we're actually the reason why we're here, at least according to the title, Batman stuff. This is some old school. And I just hiccup, but this is some old school stuff, man. Is this, which Huntress is this? Oh god, they really put that as the cover? Ah! Here you go. Clearly, when I buy a book about Black Canary, that's the character I'm expecting. Oh my gosh. They really did it, didn't they? This is that miniseries from the 90s, isn't it? Edited by Dennis O'Neil. It has to be. I never read this, so this is all just kind of new to me. Yeah, because they're like talking about... this isn't the original Huntress. This is the post-crisis Huntress. When she goes from being Helena Wayne to Helena Bartoli? Have you not seen... Okay, hold on. We're going to flip back to that. Have you not seen the Birds of Prey movie characters? Because that's what Black Canary looks like in there. In that movie. I don't know how you can mess up a look that is just like you went to the thrift store and you bought a leather jacket and a bodysuit. I don't know how you messed that look up, but they managed to mess it up. Wrong hair color. About the only thing they got right is the gender. I think that's the only thing that they got right on the character there. This is Huntress. She actually looks better than she does in the trailers right there. And of course, if you've somehow managed to not burn your eyes out, there's Harley Quinn right there. And that incredibly gaudy, I went schizophrenic. But hold on, we gotta pull this up so you can see what they did to Cassandra Cain, because this is gonna make you want to kill somebody. Let's see. Oh, they're all just showing the same picture, and it's not the one I wanted to pull up, but I guess this will do. Give me just a second, and I'll flip over here. I just got to rearrange my windows ever so slightly. Okay, Ninja Weasel, my friend, you need to brace yourself, alright? Because what you're about to see is going to frighten you, and it's going to shock you. There's Cassandra Cain. There's the mute, scarred, incredibly super bad Batgirl. There she is, buddy. Right there. Can I make that bigger? Just... There she is. Looks just like her, right? Like, she definitely looks like she's related to Deathstroke the Terminator here. Definitely. She looks like she's ready to outfight everybody but, like, Lady Shiva herself, right? I knew you would. I had to share, man. If I have to suffer through that, you have to suffer through that. Okay, anyway, that's enough torturing ourselves. Let's look at something cool. Let's look at something nice. So, we looked at a Batman book here. Well, technically it's got Batman on the cover, but it's really a Huntress book. Let's look at Vampirella. I love this cover. Baying at the moon with the wolf. I think that's fantastic. You get the bats in the background to let you know that, yeah, she's a vampire, not a werewolf. It's evocative. The interior is probably by that same artist whose art is... I can't show that page. Okay. Well, that's not even... Oh my gosh. Can I show this page? Hold on. Can I show this? Is this safe for work? Yeah, okay, this is something I can actually show on stream. Because it only, like, implies violence and sacrifice. This series has been a weird roller coaster. Starring She-Wolf. Yeah, I'm down. This year's been a weird roller coaster. I went from not liking the writing to thinking the writing was amazing to being okay with it and kind of wondering why we're doing some of the things we're doing. Is this actually the same artist? Hold on. We're going to go find the credits page. Because that at least looks like it's done by somebody else. That's because there's two artists on the book. So is there a page with the old artist that I can show? That doesn't look like the old artist. That looks like somebody else. Ah! Yes, there is. So this is what most of the series look like, and I kind of like it and I kind of don't like it. Like, whenever Vampirella is being drawn, it looks great, and when she's not, it looks terrible. And I don't understand why. But it could be, you know, pretty cool. A couple of these issues have been really great, and a couple of them have been absolute stinkers. So we'll find out which is which. Whew. I've been talking for like an hour, man. I thought this was going to be a 30-minute stream. And then you guys got me off on all these crazy tangents out there. But the one I've been holding on to, the one I haven't showed, well, I guess I did show it because it was at the start of the stream, but I haven't showed since then. Yeah! Batman! Look at me! I'm Batman! Except that's actually Azrael, I think, but... Bane's dead! What? Bane died last issue. Why is he in here still? I don't know, but that's some good looking stuff. He's got this real grasp for doing these stylized but very evocative faces. And I think I just spoiled something by pausing there for myself, and I wish I hadn't. So we'll just kind of look at the beginning of the book here. He's got a good style, man. I really like Sean Gordon Murphy's. The way his art looks, the way the stuff looks. I very much like that this seems to build like on the animated series. Ah, bat metal. Always with the bat metal. So Batman's off batting. Oracle is... Well, she's not Oracle. Barbara Gordon is mad. Everybody hates everybody. There's no way that there can be another story to be told in this universe after this point, because Bruce Wayne's life, such as it was, is a complete and utter wreck at this point. Like, there's nothing left. All the characters that, like, keep him grounded are dead. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this ride for, I guess this is going for 12 issues, but I don't know that there's any room to do anything else, because too much of the supporting cast is dead. It's not really Batman without those characters. Batman is so good too. Yeah. Alright, I'm out of books to talk about. I've been talking for, how long is this stream going? It says 59 minutes and 56, 57, 58, 59 seconds. We just ticked over to an hour. So that's kind of like where I like to stop on YouTube. I don't like to go past that point. So I'm going to let you all go. Eli Easy, thank you so much. Ninja Weasel, thank you so much. Dark Admiral March Hare, I saw you way back up there. Don't think I forgot you, bro. You're probably not even here. But if you are, don't think I forgot you, bro. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Much love. You all take care of yourselves. And have a great rest of your evening. I mean it. Till next time, I'm going to wave. Bye-bye. I almost knocked my drink over. Can you believe that? Like, I went to reach for my mouse and I got this soda without the top on and I just go clunk right up against it. Thank goodness I didn't spill soda all over my desk again. Bye-bye.